Well, tomorrow morning, the Baltimore City Delegation is going to be hearing a bill that proposes a private Johns Hopkins Police Force. Now, this is an issue that has prompted protests and garnered a lot of support in and around the university and the hospital where the armed officers would serve. WMAR 2 News' Eddie Kadam joins us right now, live from Johns Hopkins University tonight. Eddie?
Jamie, the bill that's being proposed breaks down what responsibilities and powers the Johns Hopkins Police Force would have, and it also talks about overseeing that police force, who would be in charge of checks and balances on the police force, and asks for millions of dollars in state funding for youth programs that would be used to reduce violence all across the city. Senate Bill 793 explaining what a Johns Hopkins-run police force would look like, including a public accountability board made up of students, faculty, and staff, members of the nearby communities, and a member appointed by the mayor and one by the city council. Leaders of a Beautiful Struggle is a think tank focused on changing public policies to benefit the black community. They are firmly against Johns Hopkins getting a police force.
That undermines police accountability because Johns Hopkins University operates almost as a private corporation because it's a private institution. So they're not subject to the same rules or regulations that a state agency would be subject to, even though that they have all these boards and commissions set up in the bill to address it.
A spokesperson for the university releasing this statement, saying in part, quote, "The bill as written requires unparalleled oversight and accountability to state and local government and the public, more than any other law enforcement body in Maryland." Adam Jackson says any money spent on a police force is wasted when it could be focused on fighting crime in other ways.
Instead, should invest that money in anti-violence programs and anti-violence resources in the city of Baltimore.
Tomorrow's meeting starts at 9 a.m. It's in the Joint Subcommittee room at the Maryland Legislative Services Building in Annapolis. On WMAR2news.com, we have a link to the full bill where you can read it for yourself. Live at Johns Hopkins University, Eddie Kadam, WMAR 2 News.